Okay, welcome everybody to Dave Jaguar 66. Sorry about that, but for some reason this camera only does 9 minutes and 59 seconds and it just goes blank. And I'm not very good with computers. You know, I've got a laptop and this other one, but they are quite old. I'm not very good with computer stuff, and I can't do any kind of editing or anything, so I have to just do the video in one shot. So any mistakes or things I can't remember, I'm sorry about that. I'm getting a bit older. Anyway, what I wanted to finish off with was just before the camera went, or the memory was full, I was showing you this endoscope. It's a bit difficult to see the display on the video, but you know, with your own eyes you can see very well inside, and I've used it inside chassis and difficult parts to get into. In most cars you have rubber grommets that you can pull out and you can go inside, and this is a really good weight. Now you don't have to buy one of these. When I bought it, I think it was about €100, about 80 quid at the time, because now it's about 1 for 1 in pounds. You can even rent them, I'm sure, or you can find somebody who's got one and borrow it and whatever. But well worth having. A little bit different for me because I've got so many projects on the go. But yeah, it's a really good bit of kit, and at least you know what you're up for, because you know, you can look at a car from the outside and it looks wonderful, you know, oh look at the, you know, the finish is good and this, that. But you've got to be very careful, and it's only when you see externally into a car that you can see really how bad the rust has got a hold. And unless it's been mothballed in an air-conditioned unit or whatever, and it's going to have rust. That's a fact of life, and that's just what it is. And wax oils, the good wax oils we have nowadays, didn't really come on the market until about 30 years ago, well, about 30 years ago. And so cars are much better protected now. You know, cars that have been restored in the last certainly 20 years have had wax oil treatment, but before that, certainly not. And even in dry climates in California and the US, they still have rust problems, whether it's surface rust or bad corrosion. But once rust starts, it eats. Anyway, so I want to show you this. So this thing is about I don't know, I guess what, 1.5 meters to 2 meters long. Maybe it's 2 meters long. And basically what it is it's a screen. This is colour. I don't know if this will show up. I tried to do it before and I don't know if it shows up very well. I can't really see while you're looking into the camera. But it works much better in dark recesses, because obviously you're looking inside chassis and so on. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. Anyway, they're a really good bit of kit, and this end comes with mirrors and all kinds of stuff you can put on it to see round corners and what have you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the camera and I just want to show you an email I got from a chap in Holland. And this guy's is a collector. He's a classic car enthusiast. He knows a lot. He's had Porsches and all kinds of cars. He knows what he's talking about. He has a Mark II Jaguar, and which he's had for some time. And he noticed on the wing, one of the wing arches, that it wasn't right. There was something not quite right about it. And after investigating it, after some time he'd had it, he realised somebody had sculpted the wing edge. Instead of putting a new repair panel in it and doing it properly and lead loading it, they just filled it with filler. And some of these people, you know, are artists. Well, you know, I mean, what they're doing is wrong, because they're conning people into buying cars that have made of filler instead of steel. But they are artists. It's amazing. I mean, these guys some of these guys are so good, they could make a copy of Michelangelo's David, I'm sure. They're that good. But it's something to be very careful of. And I mean, people talk about using magnets, but you know, not many people will let you put a magnet onto a car, you know, and check it. So maybe with a cloth on it, I don't know. But this is why I'm saying the endoscope would be better. So I'm going to pick the camera up, and I'm going to show you this email that I've got just to prove the point. So here we go. I'll pick this up, and then I can show you this email. So this is from a guy called Henk Barandis, his name is, and this is his Mark II Jaguar. I hope this is going to come up on the screen. This is his wheel arch, and you can see there on the corner just how bad or how much filler is in that. It's unbelievable. This is the repair he's done to it now, which is, look, you can see he's put a full arch in there the way it should be. So this is something, you know, to be very careful of. You know, these people can sculpt all kinds of stuff with filler. It's amazing. But it won't last, and something as thick as that will crack and it will break. A light skim of filler after lead loading is acceptable. You know, it's difficult not to do it, but a light skim, not you know, pounds or kilos of the stuff. Anyway, so I hope these tips have helped you out. You know, if anybody's got any questions, or you know, just drop me an email on davejaguar66@gmail.com. You know, I'm more than happy to help out, because I don't want to see anybody else, you know, losing money on these things, which is often what happens. And all I can say to you is keep the faith. I mean, if you really have an affinity, a love of something, love maybe it's a bit strong a word, but the problem with most classic buys is what happens is I'll pop this camera back up for a second. What happens in most cases is your heart rules your head, and it has done with me, and I'm sure it's done with most people. So what happens is you see a car, car enthusiast, or any enthusiast for any collector or whatever, is you see something and you remember, you know, it's like rekindling your youth, and you think, oh, I remember when these were on the road and blah blah blah. And sometimes the dream of it, or the reality doesn't meet what you have in your head, and this is a fact, unfortunately. Many people bought Lamborghini Countachs that had them on the wall when they were 10, 15 years old, and later on in life managed to get one and realised what a dog they were to drive, and smell of petrol, and they couldn't reverse them, and you know, I'm sure you've heard many stories, horror stories. So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, go for something you really, really want, because if you don't, over the years, over the process of the years of doing this work, it will wane, and you'll start to let it go, let it go, let it go, and it'll end up sitting in the garage, taking up space and collecting dust. And there are literally thousands and thousands of projects around the world like that. So unless it's something you really have a passion for, don't do it. Don't get involved. That would be my tip. But if you do, and you really want to do it, and you really want to make a good job, then go for it. And all respect to you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. I really appreciate it. And if you do like them, subscribe and pass it on to any friends you've got. Take care, and bye for now. Bye bye.